Rachel Stevens opened up about re-meeting her childhood sweetheart who she later married and had children with on a new podcast on Wednesday. The former S Club 7 star gushed over her partner Alex Bourne, 44, whom she married in 2009. The 43-year-old discussed her defining life moments as she recalled randomly bumping into her former boyfriend repeatedly. Rachel detailed how it was like they were being pulled back to each other on Roxy Nafusis, the moments that made me podcast. She said, "We were childhood sweethearts, we went out with each other when we were 12, we met at youth club and I was besotted with him. We went out for probably about 4 weeks and when you're that age that was a really long time." The blonde beauty explained how the pair used to be in the same social groups growing up together in North London. Detailing their love story, she continued, "We then went on dates again when we were like 16 and then again when we were 18 and then we parted ways, you know, obviously I went off and did my thing, he went off and did his thing." Years and years later, I was in Selfridges randomly and he walked in and we bumped into each other. We were both in our late 20s and weirdly he said as he was walking in, "I know I'm going to see you." He knew he was going to see me. Unfortunately, the timing was off for the pair as Rachel had just come out of a long-term relationship and Alex had a girlfriend at the time. She explained, "It was just lovely to see him as an old friend and from that moment on we kept randomly bumping into each other." His relationship with his girlfriend ended and then I went off to LA and he was an actor at the time so he came out to LA, too. Then we rekindled our relationship again. So, it was quite a random meeting and then just sort of randomly bumping into each other. It was like we were being pulled back to each other. Rachel admitted that after rekindling their romance, she knew that Alex was the one but said they took their relationship slowly, adding the rest is history. Rachel and Alex later welcomed 2 daughters, Amelie, 11, and Minnie, 8. The singer revealed last month that Shush is bursting with pride and thinks her daughter Amelie has found her career after bagging herself a major West End role. She confessed she couldn't stop bawling while watching her eldest child perform for the first time, in a role she has chosen not to disclose, and will use her own industry experience to guide her as a mentor. Rachel claimed Amelie is following in her footsteps and loves singing, as her heart was pounding during the special moment in an exclusive interview with Mail Online. She said, "I'm always singing, always, and so are my kids. We're in a very musical house and my daughter is definitely following in my footsteps." It helped her in terms of being there for advice and to guide her for sure, but it's a very different world now. Music is like a whole different industry to when I was in it. Shush is actually in a show at the moment in the West End, so Shush is already starting her journey and I'm so proud of her. Shush is loving it so much and Shush has found her career.